Common and Pete Rock, The Auditorium Volume 1. I loved it. And this was an album that I was highly anticipating for quite some time. Big fan of Pete Rock. I have Premier and Pete Rock tied for my favorite personal producer of all time. Now, Common is also one of my favorite MCs of all time. Like Water for Chocolate, Resurrection, B. He has classic albums front to back. And I also think that Common is technically underrated as an MC. Like, he's very famous. We see him in movies, John Wick 2, and he's had a bunch of notoriety through the years. But as far as actual skill level, I think Common is one of the best of all time. And in case you didn't know, if I'm not mistaken, Common doesn't write. He spits from his head. He gets on the mic. My guess is probably punches in every 4 or 8 bars. I think the way Common can actually craft songs and albums from his head without a pen or a pencil is fantastic. And that's no easy feat, in my opinion. Right off the bat, Dreaming, track number 1. Awesome beat, great use of an Aretha sample. Pete's drums are knocking. Common's voice is blessing the beat. I have no problems with the song whatsoever. In fact, 10 out of 10 for me with this track. Dreaming, fantastic song. And again, the sample that's used, daydreaming and I'm thinking of you, I think it's very well executed. Track number 2, Chi-Town Do It. Now, me personally, I did enjoy the song, but I felt that the beat and the way that it was looped and the time signature was a little bit jarring for me. And I could still get down with the song, but I would say personally it's not one of my standout tracks on the album, but I can go back and listen to it for sure. It's just the way that the beat was looped. And I don't want to sound snobbish. I hate sounding snobbish. It's just my, 2 cents, my personal opinion. I'm going to give Chi-Town Do It around a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. This Man, track number 3, Fire. I really love this one. The sample and the hook is awesome. This man's arms. Classic PR. Common's killing this one. Highly enjoy it. This Man gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Track number 4, We're On Our Way. This beat right here, I think is absolutely hypnotizing. One of my favorite beats on the project. Very mellow, but I love the use of the sample. We're on our way. And as much as I felt like Common was a little bit tired on this track, I still highly loved it. And just putting him on this PR beat alone, awesome mesh. Track number 5, Fortunate. I love this beat. I can't stop playing it. Probably my second or third favorite beat. And I could probably wake up tomorrow or today and be like, this is my favorite beat on the project. There's so many bangers alone, instrumental-wise, on this project. But Fortunate, to me, feels so special. I love the use of the arcade-ish kind of sounds that Pete Rock is sprinkling through the beat. Now, I don't know what the guy's saying on the sample hook. It sounds like a foreign language to me. But I can't get it out of my mind. Like, like, the beat to me is a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give the song itself about a 9 out of 10. Common still does his thing. Actually, I think this is one of my favorite Common performances on the album with Fortunate. And I feel like Fortunate could have been released in the B era, like around 2005, 2006, which in my opinion is around prime Common era. So it fits right in. I adore this beat. Fortunate, awesome. Now again, me personally, moving on to track number 6, So Many People, I didn't love the hook. And I do know that this track was one of the songs that people resonated with the most. Just me scrolling down and getting everybody's opinion. But just me personally, the use of the hook, the so many people, and the way that it's, I would say, mixed or recorded, I can't pinpoint it right now. I'm just not a big fan of the hook and the way that it's executed. Common still sounds great over this joint. I love the beat as well. I'm going to give So Many People a 7 out of 10. Moving on to track number 7, Wise Up. Now, this was a single that Common and Pete put out, along with Dreamin', All Kinds of Ideas, and later on Fortunate. And even a song called Tryin' that didn't make the track list that I really enjoyed. This was the first sneak peek that we had, and I was a little bit disappointed to hear that it didn't make the album because I had that track, Tryin', on repeat. And if you haven't heard it yet, guys, go check it out. That beat is knocking. Oh my good, that beat is insane. But Wise Up itself, I think it's really dope. It reminds me of 1988. I love the use of the MC Shan sample hook. Why don't you wise up, show all the people? I think it's super dope. And the drums are knocking. I can understand if the sample doesn't click right away with certain people with this Wise Up joint, but I highly enjoyed it. And I'm going to give Wise Up about an 8.5 out of 10. Track number 8, A God There Is, featuring Oscar-nominated actress and singer Jennifer Hudson. Now, this one I did like. I thought it was cool, mellow, pretty introspective, spiritual, uplifting, if you will. Jennifer Hudson, I'm right down the middle. I do like her performance. She didn't wow me or blow me away personally. I think she fit well with the song, but it's not one of my favorite tracks on the album. I can appreciate it for sure with the theme and the content that Common was going for. It is a nice beat, a nice piano, mellow, simple kind of loop going on with some nice drums from Pete. But not one of my favorite songs, but nowhere hated. I don't hate the song. I just think it's cool. It's okay. I'm going to give A God There Is about a 7.5 out of 10. Moving on to track number 9, Stellar. Now, I have to admit, this might be my least favorite song on the project personally, and I don't hate it or think it's bad. It's not one of my favorite PR beats on the project, and I could take it or leave it. It's not one of the songs that I immediately go back and replay. It's cool. Not one of my favorites on the LP. I would give Stellar around a 7 out of 10. Track number 10, Lonesome. Now, this one was a sneaker for me. I was not sure what direction the beat was going to go after the first 15 or so seconds. I'm like, all right, Pete, what are you going to do with this? When those drums hit, I lost my mind. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. Oh, man, the use of the samples, fantastic. Drums are knocking. Love Common's raps on here. I love the tone that he has with this track. The sample, again, lonesome, like, this song was a surprise. I was not sure what route it was going to take. When it hits you, it hits you. I'm going to give Lonesome on my first listen damn near a 9.5 or a 10. I'm in between, but fantastic song. One of my favorites. Track 11, All Kinds of Ideas, one of the singles that Common Pete released. I had this track on replay, and I still do. One of my top 3 or so songs on this project. The beat, hypnotizing, the use of the horns, the drums are knocking. The video that they released for it is also my personal favorite video that they did so far on this rollout or this promotion for the album. All Kinds of Ideas. I have it on replay. Pretty dope Pete Rock verse. He's like, keep your top 5. I'm God's favorite producer. Love that line. Awesome line. Kick ass. Pete Rock does a great job with his verse. Common kills it on the second. This track made me feel like 1995. Or even 98. This could have been on Soul Survivor, Pete Rock's album. This could have been on one of Common's LPs back in the day in the 90s. And I mean that in the best way. I mean that it literally took me there. Where I'm like, wow, I get that vibe. All Kinds of Ideas. 10 out of 10 for me. Highly love this song. Track number 12 is When the Sun Shines Again, featuring Pasta News from De La Soul and Bilal. And Bilal was also on the So Many People hook that I was mentioning previously. And I have to admit, me personally, I didn't love the hook on this one either. And I do like Bilal. Some of the music he's made with Dilla, one of my favorite producers of all time, and MCs. And Bilal is dope, usually. I wasn't connecting with his hooks as much as I usually do with the appearances that he made with this album. When the Sun Shines Again, the beat is dope. Really enjoy Pasta Noose's verse. Really enjoy Common's verse as well. Both of his verses. Because Pasta Noose is in the middle. But Bilal, and this isn't to single him out or anything. It's not for me to be snobbish or anything. It's just me, how I feel, what my ears were listening to, you know? And Bilal, I felt like he could have put in a little bit of a better performance with the 2 songs that he appears on. When the Sun Shines Again, I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10. Still enjoy it, just don't love the hook personally. Track number 13, Everything's So Grand. Now, I really enjoyed PJ's vocals on here, the featured guest. It gave me a 1960s crooning kind of vibe, or the way that they would croon their vocals and certain words that she would say, like, we can take it one day at a time. I really enjoyed. I like her appearance on this song a lot. The beat is awesome. Awesome Pete Rock production. I love the sample. It gives me like a noir, like a 1950s noir kind of vibe. But the drums are knocking, hard kick and snare. One of my favorite beats on the project. I'm going to give Everything So Grand about an 8.5 out of 10. Great beat, and the vocals are dope. I'm not sure what's missing from here, but great track. And the last song that we have, not including the outro, track 14, Now and Then. Now, the beat to me is very epic, brooding. It's like a tip of the hat, a thank you for listening. But it's also Common's reflection of the journey that he's been taking. He's saying there's another resurrection of himself as far as him as an MC. And I do think he puts in another good performance on this song as well. So Now and Then, I'm going to leave it with an 8.5 out of 10. And we have track 15, the outro, which is about 50 seconds or so. Now we have a dope mellow beat, looped in the background, funky, very smooth. And we have Common talking his suave talk. Peace to the ancestors. They told me keep on, keep on. That's the closer. That's it. The Auditorium Volume 1, Common and Pete Rock. I highly enjoyed it. I wanted to walk away with this album with a 10 out of 10 or even an 11 out of 10. I was highly hyping up this album for sure. But I'm going to leave with the 8.5 out of 10, which I still think is a great rating. The beats are awesome. Pete Rock is absolutely still in his bag with beats like We're on Our Way, Dreamin', Fortunate, Lonesome, all kinds of ideas. Everything So Grand. The beat to When the Sun Shines Again. Even the beat to So Many People. Pete is absolutely in his bag. He's killing this production 100%. And this is some of my favorite Pete Rock production in quite a while, for sure. As a fan of Common the MC, I think he does a great job here. He gets into some more introspective or more uplifting Black Power topics that we are used to Common speaking about. But it's really nice to hear it over stellar, awesome Pete Rock production. And Common is also showing a lot of love to Chicago, the city of Wynn, where he comes from. Again, I'm giving the Auditorium Volume 1 an 8.5 out of 10. And if there's a Volume 2 with Pete Rock and Common, I'm all for it. I cannot wait. If there is a Volume 2, I'm not sure, but that would be fire. This is easily my album of the year so far, and it might be my AOTY. But that's it, y'all. That's my personal thoughts. Again, I hate sounding snobbish. Those were just my 2 cents and my journey of listening to the Auditorium Volume 1. Did you enjoy it? Did you like this album? Did you like it? Wasn't your cup of tea? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, between time, I'm on to the next review. Again, thank you for watching and subscribe for more. Thank you.